Here's video 7 of my updates for Dungeon Dice Monsters. The first thing I'll be showing you is a couple tiles that were sent to me by Max Henry Wu, one or the other, I'm not too sure. Anyways, so here's a couple tiles he sent me, and I actually like them a lot. I'm not sure where I'm going to place them in the game, because I'm not really sure if they really, there we go. Not sure if they really match up with the Dungeon Dice Monsters look, but I did implement one of them. So I implemented that one because that's my favorite. So I also have red ones too. For some reason the blue one doesn't seem to come out so well. I'm not too sure why, but I'll look into it later. So anyway, here's the game. And we've all seen this before. It's the same dice progress I've been doing since I think probably last video I guess. Add a little bit more, and you'll see in the next video, everything I do to it will save. Oops, I came up forgetting to do that. Alright. Also, I got a new laptop, and I'm getting used to it, so this might be kind of slow, working with all the different things, and you might hear a lot of clicking, because the mouse is super loud. Here's my plans for this screen, not only to make it look nicer, but eventually there'll be 2 different boxes, depending on the mode you play. One box will show the monster that matches with the die, unless you're playing the mode that allows you to just summon any monster, then that won't be there, but there'll also be a box that allows you to create your own dungeon path. Well, it's possible actually. I can't really promise anything at this point, but I'll go over that later. Okay, let's move on. Now this is the part I really wanted to show you, so as you can see I did add in the tiles. See here it seems to be all pixelized, I don't know why, so I'm going to have to mess with that a little bit more. It might be something on my side. So we have the crest pools for both players, 1 and 2. The dice are completely fixed. All the glitches from the last video are completely fixed. These are stats I need to get rid of because I don't need them anymore. Alright, so we can roll the dice, and odds are I'll make a summoning right away. Yep, figures. These dice are really easy to summon with and make them a little tougher. But anyways, one cool thing I really wanted to show you guys was, besides that you can see a couple of black pixels on the star, but it'll be fixed sooner or later, is all the rotations. I created an algorithm that makes the rotations really simple, so this didn't take me too long. Though there's not a lot done, unfortunately, not as much as I wanted to, because I haven't had that much time actually this week, as I hoped. But all the rotations are all complete, so rotation, and all the paths, all the basic paths are done. All 10 normal paths from the board game. There we go. See? So big improvement from before, since there was only a T path, and I think there's only 2 more paths to check out. There we go. All working. So here's the way I like to begin. Let's rotate it. Oops, next one. I like using this one actually. I like doing that. And there we go. So we have the paths. Again, this is probably going to change. I still need to put in the Dungeon Master guy or Dungeon Lord. But anyway, let's show off a couple things. Let me get a couple movement crests real fast. There we go. I think that should be enough. Alright, let's place this. So blue side works just fine. There. Let's roll one more time. Okay, we got another summoning. So this works fine too. There's a couple little tweaks I need to do with the paths when they connect, because I think I could still place this path anywhere I want, but you can't place a path on top of a path. So I could try, but it won't let me. So that at least is fixed. Let's see. We'll just throw in this path. And as you can see, there's one path that's missing that I don't want to put in, and I said it before. It's the one that goes 3 up and down like that, and then another 3 like that. It's basically like 6 long. It's the longest path, and I think it's kind of an unfair path, to be honest. I think all my paths are basically a 5x5 box, so it doesn't go beyond 5x5. So when you create your own paths, it can only be within a 5x5 box. So if that's put into the game. Anyway, so I can move this guy properly without any worries. He shouldn't be able to go. Oh, he does go off the path, huh? Well, I'll have to mess with that later. But he shouldn't. There is some definitions that don't allow him, but I probably forgot to put it for going up, because he didn't allow me to go to the side off the path, so that's good. Anyway, so that's it for the demonstration. I believe these are all the updates. Like I said, these dice are updated properly, so if I roll, it should add the proper crest to your pool. So it added a trap, as you can see. Let's go roll. Hopefully we get a movement for the next one. Oh, movement. A movement. I clicked it too quick. A movement did add rolling a movement, so that all works. I'll just place that right there. So it's looking really neat. Again, these little swirls, they look cool, but they don't really look good for a path. They might be good for maybe the summoning square, because they do look kind of like a summoning thing. They look very similar to the way the Yu-Gi-Oh cards look like, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so again, forgive me if I said your name wrong. Max Henry Wu, or Who? He's the one who gave me these tiles, and they are really good looking. Let's give them one last look real fast. These are really cool. I like them a lot. Oh, I think I went too far. Oh, no, never mind. The next one just takes a while to load. This might be, these are the paths I'm going to work with. This might be the path, or at least the tile I'll use for the paths. I think that looks really cool. But what I'm really looking for is I want to use the paths that they use in the cartoon. What's very possible to do is basically have a bunch of different tile sets that you can select from in the options. So having multiple paths does not actually sound like a bad idea. Alright, so I'm already 6 minutes in. I've spent more time than I want to at this point, so let's go back to this, I guess. Alright, so real quick, I have an outline of what to talk about. So let's see. Okay, so we got glitches, monsters. Oh, okay, so monsters at this point do have an attack and defense, but I didn't put in any controls to actually attack or defend for multiple reasons. So I'll go over that later. Alright, so, okay, so here's questions for you guys. Do you guys want this game to be a click type of game where you just click and go? Also good for touchscreens, I believe. Or do you want this game to be solely on keyboard? I could do both, but I want to know which one you guys want right away. And again, my mouse is not working. I don't like when that happens. Let's see. Give me a second. There we go. The Windows 8 computer sometimes acts weird. I'm not a big fan of Windows 8, to be honest. I like Windows 7 much better. Alright, so you guys let me know if you guys want this to be a keyboard game or a click game. Or both. But I need to know which one you guys want the most. So that way, when I do my first release, it'll be having that implemented. Because implementing both takes a little bit longer. Alright, oh, forgot one last thing. One thing I keep on forgetting to mention in all of my videos, besides the click and keyboard option, which I've been meaning to ask, is I want to put in the Egyptian god monsters into the game, because I really like those cards. I think they're pretty cool. I'm not too sure what they would do, but they'd definitely be a level, what was it, 5. Level 5 summoning. Possible level 6 if I add that into the game, because that is possible to put level 6. So those would be really tough to summon. I think that would be pretty cool to have those. And also really hard to get. Since in my game, you don't start with everything. You have to unlock stuff. I'm a big fan of unlocking things. It really makes the game fun. So when the game is created, you have to unlock a lot of stuff. So the next thing I want to go over is what will be in the first release and what won't. So I'm not sure how quick you guys want this release to come out. So I'm pretty close to finishing a basic game, as you can see. There's more code involved in the background that I haven't shown or spoken about, but there's no point of talking about it right now. The game, basically, as you can see, again, my mouse isn't working for whatever reason. But anyway, in the top corner, you see those text going blue. That text is going to not be there during the actual game, so that's why I don't even care to mess with the colors. Anyway, so what will be in the game was there will only be one control style, like I said, so either keyboard or click. The beauty about keyboard is if you have me do keyboard, then you can have joystick controls. If you have mouse, you can't really have joystick controls. I mean, you can, but it'll take me a while to really, what do they call it, calibrate the D-pads. That way it matches up with the mouse. So if we do keyboard style right away, then we'll have definitely a joystick or a controller. I use a controller for my computer games. I don't really play computer games, but when I make my own games, I do use a controller. Alright, so the next one is, there will only be one mode in the first release, depending on how quick you guys want this to come out. If you guys want it like right away to test it, mess around with it, then there definitely will be a beta, which will just be basically, depending on how much images I get, and it's up to you guys, because, you know, I don't have to only rely on one person. If more people want to give me cool images or art, that would be awesome. It might look pretty plain, like as you can see right now. It'll look like that. The only thing that'll have real color is just basically the tiles. And the monsters might just be generic images, and you just hover your mouse over it, and it'll tell you the name. There'll definitely be a little display box in one of the corners that'll tell you all the information about the monsters when you hover your mouse. Or if you have your selector, if you're using a keyboard, there'll be a little selector mouse that'll tell you all the information in the corner. Alright, so there'll be a limited amount of monsters, obviously. There'll probably be, well, it actually won't be that hard to make monsters. Probably take 3 seconds, but the monsters will be very basic, with only a couple abilities actually implemented in this beta version. Because what I'm really focusing on right now is really making the game sharp. I mean, as far as controls and gameplay. I'm not really worried about making it look pretty right now, or making it look amazing. I'm just trying to get the basic rules out of the way. So that's what I've been spending all my time on. So that's why when I present these videos, I don't have a lot of visual things to show, because I'm working on the rules and the background stuff. So if I was a more visual computer type of guy, I'd have more awesome visuals right away, but I'm more about making the game work, or excuse me, the gameplay work. That's one thing I always focus on first. The images I focus on last. Alright, so unfortunately also in the beta version, if there's a beta version, which should come out, I did predict 3 weeks. I think this would be week 2, but it's probably going to be more than 3 weeks, so maybe 2 more weeks on top, so maybe the next 3 weeks. It's hard to say because I don't know how much time I'll have. It's always a surprise. My jobs are kind of asking me to do extra stuff, so I haven't had a lot of time to work on this game. I've been working on this game, honestly, when I go to a friend's house or when I'm home. And I've been out a lot, so I bring my laptop everywhere, since my new laptop's really small, which is really cool. And it's actually really fast, too. Alright, so there will be, I don't know if I just said, there will be no die path edit, if that makes sense. I just wrote that down really quick. Basically, you won't be able to create your own dice path quite yet. That won't be until later on. Easy to implement, especially since I created an algorithm that allows you to rotate any style of path. So I can create the most weirdest path right now, and it'll rotate properly as it should. Since it's all based off algorithm, it's not based off strict path rotations, as some people do with maybe Tetris or whatever. All mine is basically one giant math problem, where basically one path will always go to another path. Think of it as a Rubik's Cube. I love Rubik's Cubes, and that's how I kind of thought of this, since I solve Rubik's Cubes on a daily basis. Also, unfortunately, there will be no AI. That'll probably be the last thing I work on, the very last thing, because that thing I'm kind of worried about doing wrong, and there's so many ways you can go wrong with AI. So that, I'm probably going to have to go to a couple friends who I know who will help me with the AI once that gets down. So I'm not alone on this as far as the coding part goes. I do have people to ask for when I'm lost. So AI definitely will be something I'll be asking a lot of help for, because I want good AI. And luckily, this game isn't that demanding on different decisions. The decisions are quite limited, unlike chess, where if you make a chess AI, that's kind of tough. I mean, there's a lot of decisions that can happen when you summon 10 monsters, but the basic idea of the game is basically just to get to the monster lord, so, and attack anything that's in the way. So that's not too hard to program, because it's not like the computer's going to be making any other weird choices. Excuse me. Okay. That's it, actually. Unfortunately, my videos will be less frequent now, unless I get more visual stuff. So, probably expect, as I said in the beginning, a video once a week. It's probably going to be like that now, for sure. Unless I surprise you guys and work more on more stuff. But unfortunately, I have schoolwork to do, and that kind of takes a lot of my time. So yeah, for sure, I think this time, expect, if we're lucky, one video a week. It could be one video every week and a half or every 2 weeks. But I will try my best to get the videos in as soon as I could. But it's a lot harder, because I don't think I made a single video this entire week, except for the last time I did was over the weekend. But over the week I didn't. So, sorry guys if you guys look forward to these videos, but I'm not too sure if anyone does. Thankfully, I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. I've noticed that my average has actually gone up for these videos, these Dungeon Dice Monster videos. My average right now is 20 viewers, so that's pretty good. I'm almost at my goal of 30, an average of 30 people. That's all I really want. Well, I mean, it'd be awesome to have a lot of viewers, but watching these things and collaborating. But I do get some good questions and I do get people posting comments and stuff, and that always makes me feel good when people post comments, regardless of what it is, as long as it's not mean. But yeah, that's it. So once we hit 30 viewers, I'll be extremely happy, and I'll probably do something special. But anyway, there is a surprise I am setting up for you guys, and I hope you guys like it. I haven't mentioned it in any of my videos, and it's kind of being worked on in the background. Hopefully I'll have it done before the first release, which will be a beta release, and hopefully you guys will like it. And unfortunately, I won't tell you guys what it is until the release comes out. I want to see if I can keep this a secret. If you guys want a hint, let me think of a hint. I'll give you one hint. Duke Devlin is involved with it, and that's all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if anything comes around, I'll make another video. Until then, I'll see you guys later.